Peace Ballin' back with another video. And yes, you guys have read the title correctly. The most random beef I've ever seen. I can't believe this is where we at in 2025, but Dez Bryant and Nicki Minaj are beefing right now on Twitter. And this is intriguing for one of the reasons I just said. Why the hell would a former NFL wide receiver who played his last football game in 2020 and Nicki Minaj, one of the biggest female artists ever, be feuding online? What do these guys even have in common to be going back and forth on Twitter? Well, I'm going to break this down for you guys as best as I can because I struggled even figuring out where this all stemmed from. And looking at both of these people tweets, and mainly Nicki in particular, I couldn't understand what they were arguing. I mean, a lot of this makes no sense. It feels like two cokeheads going at it. You don't know who's right, who's wrong, who's mad, who's happy. You don't know. So let's get into this. And yes, guys, this beef all began over Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons contract negotiations. Now, everybody knows that Micah's going through it right now. He just requested a trade from the Dallas Cowboys. Him and Jerry Jones have been exchanging words. And from what I've been hearing, Jerry tried negotiating a contract with Micah Parsons without an agent present. Once the agent got into play, then Jerry is being funny. He don't really want to communicate with the agent, and that turned Micah off. Therefore, Micah's requesting a trade, doesn't want to play with him, feels like the Cowboys are playing with his money. So this is how this ties into Nicki Minaj and Dez Bryant. Jerry Jones was asked, why doesn't he deal with agents? And he had mentioned because of a bad experience with Jay-Z. And Jay-Z was Dez Bryant's agent at the time. Dez was trying to negotiate his contract with Jerry. Okay, so this somehow spiraled into Nicki and Dez trading blows back and forth. And so here's how it goes. Once Dez heard what Jerry Jones said, Dez Bryant tweeted, Jerry Jones, I don't think it's smart to mention my name. I kept quiet about a lot of unfair shit. On some G shit, we can have story time if that's what we are doing. Rock Nation Sports, you already know that's Jay-Z and them. They make a post. They say in 2015 at the 21 Club, on a napkin, Jerry Jones, Juan Perez, Sean Jay-Z Carter, and Stephen Jones negotiated a 5-year, $70 million deal, which included a $45 million guarantee and a $20 million signing bonus for Dez Bryant. At the time, it was the second largest contract for a wide receiver in NFL history. The claim that Mr. Carter or Rock Nation representatives did not return the call from Jerry Jones is not only a false statement, but it's also a comical one. So that was Rock Nation's representative or somebody out of their camp tweeting that post. And now Nicki Minaj, this is where she comes into play. She basically assumed that there was bad blood between Dez and Jay-Z. So she quoted the tweet and she said, hey, it's Nicki Minaj. How about we play a game? Every time you do a Jerry Jones or NFL story time, I'll do a story time of my own. And attached to that tweet, she also put the I want to play a game, let the games begin. You know, the creepy guy from Saw. She also attached that. And by the way, before I go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to this Twitter account who kind of pieced everything together. His name is Five on Twitter, and his @ is Cardiovascular B. Because I'm not gonna lie, I tried to piece this together, and it was just I couldn't understand it. But anyway, we'll continue. Dez Bryant, he quoted that tweet and he put the eye emojis, the eyeball emojis, indicating he was intrigued to play a game. And he says, I want to play a game. He also attached the GIF with the Saw character. So that led to Nicki fans or the bars, whatever you want to call them, thinking that he was going to spill tea regarding Jay-Z. Nicki then responded to the tweet. She says, all of my stories will be about Rock Nation, Jay-Z, and the alleged racist Desiree Perez, Rock Nation CEO. I hope you fully understand the rules. It's your turn. She then tweets another creepy Saw character GIF. Des Bryant, he quickly realizes this isn't something he wants to get into the middle of, and he quotes the tweet and says this.
Look, Miss Nicki, leave me out of it. I don't want no problems. I'm a huge fan. I hope you're having a great day.
So the Barbs, they sent this to her. So she quoted the tweet with an article from 5 years ago. Now, this is strange because she started the entire engagement between her and Des. So this is a little curious as to why she even tweeted this out. And she says, "It's Miss Petty. This just came across my desk from 2020. I guess you're one of the guinea pigs they've been using to bully people for them. Did you think I came over here to play tweetsies with your silly ass, sir? See, the problem with people who are always playing is that they think everyone else is playing too. I'd mind my business if I were you. Be blessed." And basically, what's attached is some article, and its headline: Des Bryant gets blasted by Nicki Minaj fans for jumping in the beef with, I guess that's Meek Mill that they blacked out right there. Yeah, it's like I said, this is confusing. And then Des Bryant, his response, he says, "Go enjoy your day." So Nicki Minaj, she basically realized Des Bryant has no beef with Jay-Z or Rock Nation, and then quoted the tweet. And she said, "Go beat your mom," and then asked Desiree Perez and Jay-Z why they've allegedly been the vile cunts they've been to so many black people while lining their own pockets and weaponizing racism in order to keep black people blinded from their truth. Why wasn't Desiree Perez's pardon by President Trump publicized to the black community and hip hop culture the way Lil Wayne's was? Did she repay the president for that monumental blessing, or did she betray him the way Jay-Z allegedly betrayed the Democratic Party and countless others that he had business dealing with in the past? On second thought, don't beat your mom. I'm sure she loved you once. This tweet is all alleged for entertainment purposes only. Anyway, Barb's next. And she put some hashtags down there. Hashtag NFL, Rock Nation, Bot Nation, hashtag Mom Beater. And she did post some screenshots, one of an ESPN article explaining how Dez assaulted his mother. And then she put this photo where it's a woman performing some kind of violence on another one. Yeah, she just put a bunch of pictures to back what she was saying. And so Des Bryant, at this point, looks like he gets fed up. He's beyond confused and he tweets about her sex offender husband. And this is where it starts to go downhill, guys. This is where it starts to get serious. So Des Bryant, he tweets this out. He says, "Say, bitch, I didn't go to jail or touch my mama. I was defending myself. I removed her nails from my skin. Folks know I was dealing with some corrupt shit in Dallas. I don't get how you can even be on the internet with your husband being a sex offender. You said we are speaking facts, weird hoe, so come on." And then he tweets this article with the headline being Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, sentenced to a 1 year house arrest. And it also says Nicki Minaj's husband has been sentenced to a year of home detention for failing to register as a sex offender. And Nicki is sensitive about that. We knew that was gonna hurt Nicki. Nicki don't play about when people bring up that husband sex offender. So she tweeted this out. She says, "I'm so happy you brought this up. I'll give you 10 million in cash if you'd come and fight him since you beat your own mom. He was lied on 31 years ago while both of them were 16, and there's proof. That's why they couldn't get that money they desperately needed and sued for. Now, you, on the other hand, was beating your mother as an adult. Bigfoot has a brand new weird case as an adult. Jay-Z dodging a paternity test that could prove he effed a teen as an adult." And we know what she's referring to. She's referring to the guy that's been claiming that Jay-Z is his father, but Jay-Z will not turn in his DNA. She goes on, Desiree Perez beating her daughter and calling her black son-in-law a N-word with the hard R. as an adult, falsely had her own daughter institutionalized as an adult, lied and said her child was on drugs as an adult. Then she put this tweet is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. As a matter of fact, let me go call President Trump and ask for a pardon like Desiree Perez did. Next, I'll get to the casino stuff. And she put a bunch of hashtags mommy beater, mom beater, rock nation, bot nation, twat nation. Dez Bryant's booty hole allegedly leaks as an adult. Should I start my story times now? And then Dez Bryant, he responds, he said, I've been lied on my whole career, so I'm not trying to hear all of that shit. I thought we were speaking facts. I don't play all of that funny shit. Go get that 10 million in cash. I'll stump that N word out right in front of you, and it's rock for life, bitch. And that was pretty much their last direct exchange. They both did go on to make several tweets about each other. Nicki, she did make a tweet saying, I hope Jerry Jones is having a great day with a gif of herself. And Dez did go on to respond to a fan of Nicki's who was coming at him, and he said, I'm not trying to hear all of that victim shit. She came at me. I wished her well and gave her respect. I was standing up for myself whenever Jerry spoke on my name. I never mentioned her or Rock Nation. She decided to ride that wave. F all of that. I'm about to tell Cardi B on her. It's just confusing. I don't understand why it even got to this point. I think Nicki is kind of going crazy. She's lashing out, and I think what it is, and what I've heard is she's got some kind of beef with Jay-Z, and it's about money. I'm hearing it's over the whole thing with Tidal. When Tidal was bought out, whatever the case may be, I think Jay-Z sold Tidal. He received millions of dollars, and Nicki felt she was entitled to, I don't know the exact number, but many millions. She did not receive that. And ever since, she's been going at Rock Nation as a whole, as well as Jay-Z and Desiree Perez, as you guys can see. So she's got this long standing beef that looks like it's going to continue with them, and to the point where one of the biggest artists in the world is just making tweet after tweet after tweet. When, in my opinion, just go get your damn money in the court of law. You can't be mad at everybody because you got to beef with these folks. You know, anybody that's represented by them, you taking your anger out on them. That's not right. And Des Bryant is right. She did come at him first. He never initiated this. She could be making some good points, but I think her anger is just directed at the wrong people at this point. Now, something else that Nicki will do, she will go low. She will take low blows, and she definitely did that again. Now, it wasn't in a direct exchange, but I guess some of the barbs brought to the attention of Nicki Minaj that Dez Bryant's grandfather, so his mom's dad, right, R worded his mom and her two other siblings. And allegedly, that is how Dez Bryant was brought to this earth, y'all. And I didn't know that, guys. And they're saying that that's why Dez Bryant has a couple screws loose. Look, man, I don't know. I don't want to get into all that. I got to do more research to find out if that's true. But Nicki, she put that on her Twitter account and she made fun of him for it. Now, she made a couple tweets about that whole situation. I'm not going to show them all, but she did say, is this true? UPAN. Projection like always. We didn't make your dad, our word, your mom, just like we didn't make you beat her. And she put all alleged for entertainment purposes. Yo, Poppy is really who you mad at, sis. Rest. So there's several other tweets. I might flash them on the screen right here to show you guys. But outside of that, it's bad. And she put this tweet up. It's just very confusing. Hey, dad. Dad, as in granddad. Oh, wow. Hi, I missed you. No, it's Baghdad, you effing coon. You bombed with that 31-year-old T that was supposed to gag. Now they know your recent T, you dumb F. Or should I say your recent CTE? Laugh my A off. And she puts a picture of her with Shaq. And see, this is so confusing, man. It's just like, I hope she ain't on drugs, man, because what does a picture of Shaq have to do with anything? But that's what's going on, guys. They're still going to be trading shots at each other, but that is the gist of the beef, guys. And if I'm being fair and objective, Nicki did start it with him. She's mad at Rock Nation, and Dez tried to defend himself. But you know what else I noticed? Once he told her, bring that 10 million cash and I'll stump out your man right in front of you, she didn't say nothing else about that. Because I truly believe Dez will probably beat the brakes off dog. I ain't gonna lie. Dez is about what, 6'5", and he's an athlete. I don't think old boy, you know, who is an offender, and it's true. It's true. I'm not throwing dirt on his name. He is. But I don't think an offender is beating a guy, you know, that has an athletic background and is about 6'5". I just don't see it, you know. And I know that's a personal shot as far as him bringing up the offender thing. But if he really is, what can we say? If he really is a sex offender, you can't really argue nothing because he has to register. He registered. What can you say? So, want to get you guys' thoughts on this beef, man. What do you guys think about the most random beef that I came across in a long time? Dez Bryant and Nicki Minaj trading shots at each other. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody that's checking out the videos, man. And hey, I'm up out of here. Peace.